Hey guys, Bon here. Today we're going to be covering a 19 Floodgate commentary video. If you have any questions about my UI or weak aura, please join my Discord, which is linked in the description below. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hope you enjoy. These are the talents that I ran for the 19 Floodgate. Focus more on these talents over here, which seem to not change very much. You might see some players running Everlasting Elements instead of Power of the Maelstrom. I like Power of the Maelstrom because sending lava bursts while the tank is gathering is a good way to reduce downtime because we can't just unleash our CDs right away or we risk pulling aggro and dying. On the left side, you may choose to opt in for Healing Stream or not. I believe I have Healing Stream in this video, but that's only due to a Dark Flame Cleft video where we attempted to do a plus 20 and I left it on by accident. In this Floodgate, you are highly suggested and recommended to run Purge because there are some mobs where you do need to Purge or they'll heal. And as far as everything else, it's good to go. So now let's start the video. All right, so I'm gonna be, letting the sound in the background play, and what I'm doing here is I have a video on how to pre-stack your Tempest. You can start your keys with 2 Tempests, 1 Tempest, or no Tempest. I highly recommend starting with 2. It is millions of damage because Tempests in Ascendants are a shit ton of damage. So now that I proc my Tempest, we do a countdown timer, and my next Earthquake is gonna proc my second Tempest. And then you have, 30 seconds to go ahead and spend your Tempest or they go to waste. So this works in every dungeon except Priory, which is like a longer skip at the beginning.
Yeah, but yours isn't Reasonable, so
Let me turn this up a little bit here. So this is going to be a pretty standard route here. We're going to go through pool by pool, and I tell you what I do in terms of defensives, what I do in terms of DPS rotation. We're not going to cover DPS as much because I do have Mythic Plus Guide that kind of covers that, but I will touch on it. So here our Druid does Entangling Runes on this patrol so it doesn't move. So our tank can pick this back up without much resistance or accidentally pulling the snipers. Then we do a relatively big pool, which is pretty common for a lot of groups. In this case, for my specific nameplates, if they are light blue, they are casters. So I am kicking X. You can see my focus over here. And I believe my DK is going to be kicking Moon. And the prio target is this Shredinator. So you're going to be nuking the hell out of that target. And while the tank is gathering, you can't really open much with DPS because you have to wait a little bit, make sure your tank is gathering. So I've already lusted, and what I like to do here is drop my Ellie and then Stormkeeper. Now you'll see me spam chain because that's like a little bug abuse, I'm gonna say, because it is technically a bug. Now, if you cast Stormkeeper and spam chain lightning, it'll use a charge, but you'll keep it, right? So you'll see me still have 3 stacks after I send this. You see chain lightnings already went out. I still have 3 Stormkeepers, right? So now after my Bloodlust, after my Stormkeeper, after my Storm Ellie, I'm gonna go ahead and ascend. And then in this ascendance, you can either dump both your Tempest or Ellie Blast first, just as long as you see my Tempest up here has 3 seconds left. As long as you don't forget to use both your Tempest. So I usually open with double Tempest or Ellie Blast double Tempest, or in this case, I did a Tempest, Ellie Blast, Tempest. Because when you have your Arc Discharge buff right here after casting Tempest, your Stormkeepers are actually doing extra damage, and that's another like a side bug, right? So here I am just doing my standard AoE rotation on the Shredinator, which is Ellie Blast, use your Tempest, Chain without overcapping, use your Quake, and then just alternate those. You can see exactly what I'm pressing on this side. In terms of defensives, I like to immediately Astral Shift as you saw here, so that there are random dynamites that are thrown at you, and then if dying in Ascendance Lust is just no, please don't ever do that. So you're kicking the Surveyor, and you already have aggro here on this loader bot, so you have to be careful with aggro. Ellie has a big problem with aggro that I hope Blizzard fixes. But yeah, in terms of defensives, if you stand up on this box, you're not gonna have to move for these saws. So that's a pretty good tip there. I used my best in slot because the mobs are still alive. I had a Stormkeeper coming up, so now I have double mastery buff, which is why I think best in slots is a very strong weapon. You can see me absolutely fucking blasting. And we are running 2 minute ascendance, so I've been enjoying 2 minute ascendance. I recommend 2 minute for everyone, especially if you're bugging. Pretty please with sugar on top.
One's on star. Robbie's on circle.
Bond's a star because I'm a star. Bond a star because I'm a star. So right away, this next pack is going to be another big one. Now, this next pack is kind of annoying because we don't have Ascendants or any CDs, and it's still a relatively big one. And so I'm kicking Star. Our DK is probably going to kick the further one. And then Prio target is usually the Scaffolding and the Architect. But I kind of don't like DPSing the Architect here because sometimes it'll be immune, and I don't really know it. Because there's so many freaking nameplates, so I'll target the Scaffolding at the beginning, and then if I can, I'll target around like I'm targeting my caster mob here. I'm trying to spread lightning rod to the casters to prioritize them and also kill them. You can see I'm on circle trying to get a rod on him, and then I swap to architect when the scaffolding is done. And in terms of rotation, I'm just chaining, Ellie blasting, and quaking. That's it. You should only be tempesting off the prio mob, which is the architect in this case. Usually when he does the scaffolding, I will swap to a different target. Sometimes the scaffolding, other times not. I'll just let passive AoE kill it. In terms of defensives, you got to watch out for double dynamite on you. These surveyors can double dynamite you and kill you. This is what I have a weak right here, what I'm targeted by. You can see I have two loader bots fixated on me or like targeted me. So if I ever see double dynamite, I would astral shift. Or if the architect is targeting me with the dot that he puts on you, like a root, and a dynamite, then I would hit astral shift.
I'm fighting for Robbie's life.
And we're just praying for procs. You see, if we don't have any procs, we're just doing tank damage, and this is standard for Ellie. I mean, this is just depressing, right? If you don't get a proc here, like, and I haven't missed any important globals. I don't think, in my opinion. I think I'm playing good, but you're just gonna get gapped here if you don't go on a lucky proc spree. But that's okay. We have Ascendance for the next pack. I feel like this dungeon is more so dangerous for our tank. Tanks seem to have a hard time in here. I think I let that take a little bit too long. Here we finally do get a proc. I get off the architect because the scaffolding's up. I just let our passive. So we do bump up a little bit in damage because of that one proc. Ideally, you get more than one. That'd be sweet. So now we have our CDs back up. We have Ascendant, Stormbringer, and this is going to be a big danger diver pool. I always have like aggro issues here, so I try to like, especially with mobs that come in late. So I try to target different mobs and try to not pull threat and delay my burst as much as I can. So these divers, I usually get the first kick. Now all these divers cast something called harpoon. They'll hook you into their bombs and they do a lot of damage. So they have to be kicked. Now the thing about these divers is a tip is only one of them can be casting at a time. They're like force desynced, I think that's what that's called. So if you kick one, then you call, DK kick next, and he has to find that one mob that he kicks next. Now, a crazy tech that I didn't know until recently is if all these are grouped up and one is casting and you press tab, it'll target automatically to the mob that's already casting, which is a pretty nice tip. However, sometimes it doesn't work if the scaffolding is up, which is what we're going to pull next. So you have to be very careful, which is why you'll see me actually manually target them just to make sure that I'm kicking it. So in terms of defensives on this next pack, if you get harpoon, you want a defensive. Nothing really can kill you. Only thing is getting harpooned into a bomb. Architect might do some damage, but not too much. I'm usually just waiting on, like people can dot, but Ellie really can't do that. So I'm just sort of waiting. I'm Ellie blasting. I'm still waiting. I haven't sent. Um, Still chilling. I waste my charge of Stormkeeper before it runs out. I'm still waiting, and I decide, you know what? Once I cast my Stormkeeper, my Storm Ellie, I'm all in. You gotta go all in. So I'm gonna go ahead and ascend. I should be Tempesting, dropping a Quake. I should be Ellie blasting. I should be Tempesting, using up all my chains into a Quake. Listening to the calls of when I'm kicking next. I swap to the Architect now, because if I was on the Architect early, he would be immune. And if I was on the Architect as soon as he like breaks from the scaffolding, I risk ripping threat because he's like we're bursting right now and the tank doesn't have much aggro on him. So I swapped him usually like later. And you'll hear light clicking in my game, like a tapping sound, and that's whenever I'm targeted by spells. You can see that only one of the mobs can cast at a time. And of course, use your T Storm. And he says Bond kick next, so you gotta find the one that's casting. So I target it and kick it. Here you want to kill the scaffolding. This is a very, very dangerous pool, but Yeah, you can see that when we have CDs, we actually do damage.
Your loss, Druid?
Sometimes we'll do a ton of damage, but in this case, when there's like a ton of mobs, we usually might lose to the Death Knight, but I think our sweet spot is like 6 to 8 targets. Once you start getting more and more, like classes with dots just benefit it, right? Unlimited dots, which is why I feel like Elemental needs dots of their own. So this pack, we're gonna have 2 surveyors again with casters. Um, Dangerous again is see how he's throwing dynamite at me. You can see this weak aura that with the clicking sound. He's about to dynamite me. 2 dynamites can kill you, and then the Shrednators drop the buzzsaws that you also have to move. Now here we don't have any CDs. We're just gonna be prioritizing the Shrednators, which basically means keeping Lightning Rod on both of them and DPSing off of both of them. Luckily, we get a nice proc. So we dump our Maelstrom, and what I recommend all the time is if you have 150 Maelstrom, is Ellie Blast, Quake. Immediately dump it all.
Feet.
And the move for feet is called, and then you get your kick target. Make sure you communicate that with your team. Usually this pool is pretty chill, and what we're doing in the back here is we're imprisoning this one mob so that I can use Ascendance on the boss with 3 targets instead of 2, which is like infinitely better for Ellie. Ideally we have 5 targets, which would be so insane for boss damage, but we just deal with 3. Honestly, I might even start hexing one, just to have an extra if it's not too dangerous for the tank, and of course dodge these flamethrowers. And also respect the shredation, right? The things on the ground, respect this. This thing has killed me before, and I was like, oh crap, took like 3 ticks. I didn't respect it. Definitely pre-move it and try to like not take a little bit of damn. So my tank is like pulling because he knows I have Ascendance. I'm like, oh thanks, it's freaking amazing. So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Stormkeeper, Storm Ellie. I don't know why I Lava Burst there, to be honest. Oh, I know why I Lava Burst, because I'm trying to delay so they actually come in so I can chain. And if I Lava Burst, I'm running Power of the Maelstrom, so this means I'm getting 1 additional Overload on either Chain or a Tempest. So I'm delaying as much as possible with these guys to get in melee so I can send CDs and do big damage. But I'm like, okay, I think I decided he's close enough, so I'm gonna Ascendance. I already cast my Stormkeeper Stormily, and what I like to do is Potion, use your Trinket with Ascendance. NS Ellie Blast, and then if you have enough Maelstrom, you Quake right after. Use your Tempests, and then double chain into 150 Maelstrom means I'm going to dump it instantly, right? So I should Ellie Blast Quake here in theory, which I do. I instantly, and then back to chain spamming just to get more. Unfortunately, a lot of this moves out of my Earthquakes. I should have known better. You can see just losing tons of damage there, but that happens. So in this boss, the only time to use your defenses is if you're gonna get this dot here that I just had. You use that dot to clear the bombs. But if you're not running a shield specifically, the little guy, the little goblin does a quick shot. You have less armor. So that quick shot kind of fucks. Like you have to be very careful. And that's where your defensives can be used, right? You don't need a defensives for these circles or the charges. And what you want to do is run these charges through these bombs. So I have a charge here, so it looks like I can only really get one. So I'm just gonna stand here and get this one. And right here, you hear that clicking sound. You can see here I'm getting quick shotted. You can see this. The guy's targeting me. Watch how much health I lose. I do have, you can see here my weaker for shields, 2.8 million in shields. So it's not going to hit me that hard because I have two. But even with the shields of 2.8 mil, I would have lost another 2.5. So it would have been me to 50%. So if he does quick shot on you back to back, you're likely dying if you don't have any shields. Or if he quick shots you and he puts that dot on you, that's when you need to use your defensives.
No, two's gonna. Okay, yeah, no, we're okay. Yeah,
And then,
we're
of
fine.
course, use that debuff to break. See that quick shot just take me to 51%. It's insane.
Oh, well,
So we let one of the bombs go off, which means we didn't run over one of the bombs or just blows up. So you can see it puts out like this dot that just owns you. But that's another way to use your defensive. I astral shift, but I also get pain suppression.
I didn't
So
know
I'm
that
just
was
chilling.
oh,
Like I'm
okay.
taking like no. Look at my health. It's not even moving with this dot. Beautiful, right?
He's in a blankie.
And that's it for this boss. It's just like a rinse repeat.
Uh,
2 target is Elemental Shaman's worst combination you can have. Like we're great at single target in my opinion. We're great at 3, 4, 5, 6 targets. Once you get to 2, it sucks. But like This boss and the first boss in Workshop are just feel so bad. Chain lightning to target, just Maelstrom generation is very low. I mean, you're supposed to chain to target, but it just feels like your Maelstrom is low, the damage is low. This guy leaps away for the earthquakes. But, you try your best, so. So, and then for two targets, specifically for DPS, you want to try to maintain lightning rod on both of them as much as you can. Use your Ice Fury Flame Shock refreshes because that'll proc your Fusion of Elements after Ice Fury, which procs the Lightning Rod on your target. So use your Ellie Blast to Lightning Rod one, Fusion to Lightning Rod the other. Here you get the bomb. You can dwarf this to help your healer, just make it faster if you want. I don't have dwarf here, but get that to the bomb and then just rinse repeat. I end up sending this Ascendance because I feel like the boss was high enough to resend. Sometimes the boss is like lower and you can hold it for the next pull. I'm like, alright, I'm gonna send it and it'll come up midway through the next pull, which is fine to use depending on. I believe it's in the boss next. So here I get the charge. I'm gonna try to run them over here so you can get at least 3 bombs. Okay, I don't. Oh, actually, there's 2 bombs here, so I stand still. I'm like, okay, I'll just get 2 there, and then just make sure that you don't get run over because it'll one shot you. And this is a weak order to see how many bombs are left. You can see there's one, and it's like right here. So now I'm like, what I'm doing is like, okay, we're not getting it with the last charge, so I'm waiting to see if I get this dot. I already know where the bomb is. Like, are they moving? All right, just spell or dwarf. I'm good, done.
Well, bomb was the last
I'm
one that
hoping
I
I
saw.
save this best in slot. This is my best in slot weapon for the next pool. I think the bosses are almost dead. There's no point in sending it. So hopefully I do. Good job, Bond. You don't send it.
He's going Boston.
Nice. Okay.
I'm gonna get
So there's a box that the healer clicks over here, and then somebody sits behind and shoots the gun. What the gun does is it removes these red circles, which is cool. So you have to avoid them. I believe we're going boss now. So what the druid does is he roots this in a good spot, this patrol, so it doesn't move, and then we can go around, so it doesn't risk accidentally pulling them. And we do all these guys after the boss. Big Mama's danger, so you guys gotta be careful with danger. Whoo, she's scary as hell.
Yeah. Reroute. Yeah, you're right.
But I bet you can I bet you can also hit. So here what is it? We misery these guys, imprison this guys, and walk through. I think we always accidentally pull, always, which is fine. We just bring him in the boss, which sucks for us. So someone pull that guy. Well, that means that guy's coming in later. So it's just like 2 extra guys. But that's actually cool because although inspectors do suck, it's nice to have them here and not in the next pool. You'll see why.
The other one's still
Oh, here I get like all of the cast on me. See me get low. I'm like, okay, okay. Okay, so Big Mama owns. In terms of defensives, you cannot afford to send defensives in this phase. It has to be in her Vuln phase, or you're in danger. We can only astral shift every other, not every single one. So you have to communicate with your healer when ideally you just do odds, right? 1, 3, 5, 7. You send your astral shifts. You're not getting 7, but 1, 3, maybe 5. And then in between those, you have either AMZ, Dark, or Barrier, right? And then you just pray. You'll have Totem for in between those, and then Health Pot, of course. So here we don't have Lust. I'd probably send a Sense on cooldown, to be honest. Let me see. Oh, yeah. I don't know if I should wait for Lust. It's 30 seconds. No, I don't think so. I think we just send. So here, when I have Ascendance, I don't manually target these. I just stay on the boss. So I'm going to stay on boss and do my rotation off boss. Tempest off boss, chain off boss, chain off boss, quake off boss, and then spam chain. Because the empowered earthquakes and the empowered chains and ascendants should get these guys low enough. And we're gonna lust as soon as it comes up anyway. So the dangerous part of this fight is not killing these guys in time, the little drones, and then Big Mama puts on her static, what's it called, the kilo block barrier that just does pulsing damage before her vulnerability. Okay, so now this disc, I like to either move far away and sidestep it, or Ghost Wolf sidestep it, or just stand back here and gust the wind to the side. I'm in a really bad spot. I don't know what I do here, to be honest. So I just sidestep and I actually get really lucky because sometimes that could drag you back and it silences you and then you die. So here we blow Lust. We got the barrier in 3 seconds, so these ads needs to die. Looks like they're dying, and you want to kick these ads. Shaman can solo kick these ads. Like they only cast like every 12 seconds, I guess. So right now she's like immune, Big Mama. So we got to kill this drone to unlock the vulnerability phase. You can see I immediately astral shift because she's doing the jump start. Now during this phase, she's taking extra damage. I'm not exactly sure how much, but I don't really know if we should be ascending this phase or the previous phase. I think it's just when it's up. I think if you go into Big Mama and the ads are dying or like halfway through dying and you have ascendance, it's worth holding for this phase. Because we've had some really short Big Mama kills where I ascended here and I just do so much damage to Big Mama. It's worth it, but if you're gonna wait too long, just send ascendance on the ad to help push her faster. Here you gotta avoid the inspector because he's doing like the frontal, and then we're safe here because whenever we have astral shift, we're just safe. Whenever we don't, that's when we can die. So now that we don't have a send, what I like to do is I like to manually target the ads. So now I'm going to target this ad and Tempest it, target another one, Ellie Blast it. I can Quake off of the same one because it'll randomly spread Lightning Rod and then target another one, Tempest, etc. Right? So I have Rod on this guy, this guy, this guy. And one of them jumped out. He also had Rod, but I like to, here I go, I'll just back up and sidestep it. And then all I'm doing is targeting these little drones, making sure that they're dying, and not staying on Big Mama. Because if you stay on Big Mama and you Ellie Blast Big Mama and you Tempest Big Mama, you're doing less to the drones, and they need to die or that barrier is going to destroy you. Okay, so you dodge the Sonic Boom, and then you dodge the swirlies on the ground. That's rinse repeat for Big Mama. Now for this next part, this next AOE, she's putting up barrier now. You can see why it gets dangerous because she's gonna put up kill block barrier and we start pulsing. I don't know if that's the same amount of damage as a vulnerability phase. It seems like it, and you don't want to use any personals here, so it's just like you really gotta help your healer. So we dark, and it's just like okay. So we finish off the mob, and she's Big Mama starts to jumpstart, and here I have health pot and I have Stone Bulwark Totem. I'm probably gonna use one because I'm getting low. Ooh. Okay, so I health potted. I chose the health pot. I probably should have Bulwark Totem, but I think I was in Ascendant. I am in Ascendant, so... Did I actually, let's rewind that. Did I send Ascendant here? I did. So I send Ascendant the Vone, which helps us do so much damage to her, which is why I health potted instead of Bulwark Totem, because it's on the GCD. So here I do tons of damage to Big Mama, just like bam, 10 million, 8 million, boom. So it's worth sending Ascendants in that phase, but then you just got to beware that this next phase, you really got to switch to these drones and kill them. And here I'm doing the same thing, right? I'm targeting drones without rod, making sure that they're rotted. Stormkeeper, Storm Ellie on CD. If you're ever at full Maelstrom, you want to dump it with Ellie Blast Quake. Try not to overcap. There you can see me Ellie Blast Quake. Tempest another one, and I'm just making this boss look to be like a little punk. And we'll have Astral Shift for the next one phase, so we're not scared there. We are scared for the one after if we get another one. Or, actually, the Kilo Block barrier is up in 4 seconds, and these ads are healthy. Oh, we do get a proc here, so we'll see what happens. So she gets the barrier. I'm hoping... You don't want to shift this, because then you... Oh, so I shift it. And that means my Astral Shift is not going to last for the Vone. Probably should have held. And we get this disc, which also extends her, like, pulsing instead of just going to the Vone phase. So I run to get back to the AMZ, and then my Astral Shift is gone. Bulwark Totem is gone. So now I'm in danger.
I'm like fighting for my.
You actually just hear me say I'm dead because we have nothing left. Healing Surge is useless. Health Pot is down. Bulwark Totem's down. Astral Shift is down. I got nothing left, so I know this next hit is gonna kill me. So me and the healer die. Luckily, I have Onk and we have Res. So I Onk before the blue shit comes on the ground, and then we Res, so we're fine, and we're gonna end up killing the boss.
Didn't have enough. I popped too much for the soul block.
And the reason healers get behind is because we don't kill these ads fast enough, and the group is just getting pulse, right? We got to figure out how to get around that. So now we got to kill the... We're killing Big Mama before... Here, I like that. I'm pretty gust to win this. No? Okay, we're good. Here we got to kill... Oh, we actually pull the contractors. Whoops. I think that was me, but I don't know if I had any other option. Here we got to kill Big Mama in 18 seconds, but it's 4%. It's doable. I think we do end up barely doing it. But here's where I gust. Boom. Gust to win that. Because I'm too close. Great angle for camera. We have 2 seconds left. I'm like, just kill this. Okay, so we're good. So then the next pull we do is the Giga pull, and this is why earlier I said having the inspectors with boss felt a little better, because having the inspectors here with this Giga pull is ass, because you're moving for these, you're moving for the inspectors, and in this pull in terms of defensives, the snipers should all have a kick. I'm kicking X. You don't really have to defensive much here. So here they all get grouped in. I'm just waiting for CDs. Now I'm gonna Stormkeeper here. I'm gonna try to bug it probably. I'm spamming Chain Lightning right now. Boom, you see me get a free chain lightning. So that's free 50 Maelstrom in damage off this chain. And I still get to keep my 3 charges. Then I'm going to go ahead and hit Ascendance, hit Ellie Blast, which procs Aftershock, and then I immediately Quake. I have Tempest up. This Tempest is going to buff my Stormkeeper charges. After Tempest, I should be Stormkeeper charging once or twice, and then alternating Ellie Blast Quakes, and getting my kick. He calls my thunderstorm stops. So and what he means by thunderstorm stops is the demolitions after they spawn the red circles, they cast something called the reload, which is like 8 or 10 seconds, and you just have to T storm like before they finish. Like right here, they're about to finish. I proc unfortunately, so I send this T storm anyway. And then the most important thing in your ascendance, in my opinion, in AOE to send is Tempest. So I have 2 to send. Hopefully, I send back to back, which I do back to back Tempest. It's so much damage. You can see us doing just 20 mil, just absolutely deleting this pack. I probably should have sent this best in slot weapon, honestly. I thought about holding it because I do send it, so that's good. Because there is another big pool coming up right after this, which where we have nothing. I was like, maybe we could have saved that weapon for that pool. I do save Stormlight for that, so it's not that bad. Sorry if I'm talking a little bit fast, but trying to fit everything in here on every pool that I can think of to help you guys. Here we usually the tank does this pull, but what we found works better so you don't accidentally do it is our tank just pulls it away and somebody else clicks it. So tank pulls that guy away. We just stay max range so we don't get hit. I don't know where I'm going. I have like no angle. I'm always scared. Because if you're too close, that when they pull that guy away, he's gonna do the suck on you. This guy. So he does the box. Our tank melds, and then our druid melds, or somebody melds just in case, or you don't even have to, but just in case you just meld. So now we have a pretty decent pull, but I get to ascend this midway. I get to press ascendance midway through. So this is another scary pool. There's a demo guy that's gonna put red circles on the ground. Our DK is in charge of stopping the reloads, and then I'm in charge of kicking the sniper because we can solo kick sniper. And then I'm sort of just waiting. I'm waiting. I'm pre-lava bursting because I have very bad aggro issues. So here I cast Stormkeeper. I'm gonna bug it out. I'm spamming chain again. Boom! I get a free chain. You can see chain. Still have 3 charges. And I'm kicking my sniper, and I'm getting in the AMZ for. Oh, we actually. Oh no, that's not a proc. And then we're just doing our normal AoE rotation, hoping for a proc. Ascendus is coming up. Oh, we do get a proc. There we go. Boom. And then it's just alternating Ellie Blast Quake and your Tempest and your Chains. Here's the second AoE. This guy, the Bloodwarper, I guess. Yeah, Bloodwarper does like a group suck that kind of like you can't let him get a third or you're in trouble. Like you can see us just getting dangerously low. And I hit my ascendance. I'm like, okay, I'm pressing ascendance so I can finish this pack off. Because our tank has died here before. People have died. So I'm like, okay, let's just finish this guy. Let's just finish this off. So we I go ahead and kill it with that, and hopefully I get this double tempest off, which I do in ascendance. Big damage. I love pulls like these when they don't move, man. Just earthquake in one spot, beautiful. Pulls where the tank is kiting and you're earthquaking feels so bad because you can see our potential when stuff just sits in our earthquake is so good, especially in ascendance. So now I'm actually using Healing Stream Totem on accident because I wanted to try it out for DFC, and I believe we did right before this, and I forgot to change the talent. Purge is very good on these guys. They cast like a rejuve, like a heal on them that you need to purge, or they're just like healing from a hot. So you have to be I remember I'm like, oh, I'm helping you purge, and I'm like, wow, why isn't it purging? It's because I didn't have talent. Now that I see. So again, what I'm doing is I'm just lava bursting because I don't want to send chains and just rip aggro out of nowhere, even outside of Ascendance. And I'm probably going to press my best in stats weapon, hopefully. I should have pressed it before I sent anything, but I don't know why I'm sitting it. I'm still getting used to when to use it, so I'll be making mistakes. Now, these guys, for defensives, you want to Astral Shift early. especially when you're out of stops, because they do something called jettison kelp, which AoEs everybody randomly, and you have to use your stops for that. Listen to your tank if he's calling stops. Right, we're using sleet there. He says shaman stops, so I T-storm, and then I cap this one, and now we have these other stops that he calls, and you're kicking and you're beaming. They can still jettison kelp in the beam, so you got to make sure you stop that because you'll see us just taking damage like 30% per tick. But you can see that if two of them are casting, that's 60%. If three of them all cast, you could just get gibbed right away.
Not yet. Yeah, on the. Wait, I don't have
There's a
it.
restorative algae right here, boom. And we don't have MD, so I'm like, oh, I try to purge, but I can't. I'm like, wait, why can't I purge it? So they're all just healing. You can see them healing like 2-3% per tick. I'm like, oh, that's terrible. And then you have these crabs that when they okay, so the thing about these crabs, when they explode, they put a dot on you. But pro tip, if you knock them up or knock them at all and you kill them, you don't take the dot. Stun doesn't count, it's just knocks for some reason. Oh, you can see it's getting dangerously low, and that's because these guys healed a ton.
Hang on.
Okay, so Swampface is super scary. We have Ascendance on pool, and we'll have Ascendance later on, where we pull some crabs onto this guy for big dam. So here, it's just my single target rotation, which you can see what I'm casting here, and you can see what in my Mythic Plus guide what our rotation is. You don't single target Earthquake, even with a Echoes of Great Sundering buff. It's only Ellie Blast, unless you're moving, then you can drop an Empowered Quake or something. See, not the best opener. Usually, you can open 4 or 5 million, especially if you get some lucky Tempest procs and reprocs. Okay, in terms of defensives on this boss, the only time to pop defensives is when those waves just spawn. I'll show you here, and you have to listen to your healer because we can only shift like every second one, which is like so danger for us. So like if we have AMZ, if we have a barrier like here, I usually don't press anything. Or if my healer says I have tons of healing, I don't press anything. So I'm in a barrier, I shouldn't shift here. You just gotta dodge these waves and then finger on your health pot, okay? Health pot over astral shift. If I shift now, it's wasted because like he's almost done with this thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm just watching my health, watching my health. Okay, we're fine. So now we're good. And then my healer will let me know whenever I don't have AMZ, whenever I don't have a dark, whenever I don't have a barrier. I'm just gonna pop that astral shift. Or when the healer says low healing, that's when I'm like, okay, boom, I'll shift this.
Dark. This.
I wish we could use Earth Ellie as a personal. You can see me shift right away here, and we have dark. So, and we lust as soon as it comes up. Any second now. I think we're waiting for Ascendance. We'll see. Or we're probably just gonna lust the next waves. I have nothing for the next wave. I do have health pot though. Health pot's not nothing. Health pot's like a big heal.
AMC.
He needs 15. I'm like, oh, we should just lust. We have AMZ for this, so we're feeling confident that we're okay. And then our tank should be pulling some crap soon. Now Ascendance gets stronger the more funnel you can get with it, because you can just chain lightning, and chain lightning, 10% of it transfers to your lightning rod, which is the boss, and it gives you more maelstrom. And not only does it give you more maelstrom, it gives you more spenders, right? So here we only pull 2 crabs. Sometimes we pull 3 or 4, which is awesome. So now I'm just chain, and I'm not dropping quakes because that's to me it's they do kind of have to die, but it's a little bit bad because you want these to live
I'm getting waved.
longer than the boss. So you can chain, Ellie Blast, chain, Ellie Blast. The only time I quake is if I have a full Maelstrom bar. I'll just dump it, Ellie Blast, quake, boom. And I'm just like chain, Ellie Blast, chain, Ellie Blast. Here I'll dump again, and it procs me. I'm gonna dump again, and I just chain. And I'm just melting this boss. You can see this. I'm just doing so much boss damage. Like Ellie Funnel is nuts. So now the danger mode is if these guys die and the boss is still alive because he has a ticking aura. So I want to try to thunderstorm them as they're dying so we don't get a dot. So thunderstorm he calls it and I miss it. I press it as it blows up and then so we get the dot and then these guys are in the air and I'm like please kill these and they die immediately after they land. So now we have a 3 stack. And I'm like, okay,
brutal.
I actually should have health potted. I didn't. That was actually a mistake from me. I don't know if that would have saved me. Doubtful, but maybe health pot. I should be releasing here. Come on.
If you can, if you can release, right?
Wait, oh my God, Bond. What you see? Was I waiting for the crab? Still not worth. Late release, but we're still good. Timer's still good.
I just had like I had like no mana to deal with the crabs exploding.
So now for the skip, we all stack here. Tank pulls to the right, and we go as soon as we get the bubbles underneath us. I personally don't like the way we skip this because sometimes he stops like at the bridge to do it, and we're like, uh oh, what do we do? Let me see if we get a good one. We actually get a good one here. So we wait for the bubble burst and we hug the left to make sure we don't pull them, and the tank just sleeps over and melds. So here my responsibility is to kick X, and I'm gonna Ascendance on the jump starter. You can see I love to Stormkeeper Chain. It's just like free Maelstrom and damage. So I should be dropping. I'm just lava bursting because I'm waiting for this to group in. And if I had ascended right now, if I just like freaking nuke this guy or the packs on the side, it's gonna get aggro and die. So I just like to just double lava burst, just to potentially proc power of the Maelstrom, and just to give my tank more of a lead. Because if you just instantly ascend, you just boom, 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 you're just gonna get aggro and die. And I've been through it enough. So now I'm gonna ascend. Nature Swiftness Ellie Blast, spend 2 Stormkeepers, and then Quake before they run out of their timers. And then always, always, always save your Spirit Walker's Grace for Ascendance if you can. And then you're just dodging and you're doing your AoE rotation. And you're kicking your mob. Now, in terms of defensives, you can use your defensives early on this jump starter guy because he just does constant ticking. But we're pretty safe on these because we're kicking the electrician and we have season winds up. You can see my 2 stacks. That means we're taking 30% less nature damage. And yeah, just other than that, don't get hit by the swirlies or don't get hit by these frontal cleaves. And make sure that you are absolutely deleting the big ogre guy or goblin, whatever he is, hobgoblin. You know, watching this video back and like doing a commentary has made me realize that I'm holding on to this too long and I'm probably losing too many uses. So I'm gonna start getting better at doing that myself and just using this just on either on CD or just like recognizing that it's up. So here I should hopefully use it, and here I'm in charge of kicking X, so I'm taking immediately just like less nature damage. And I astral shift the beginning anyway because that's usually the hardest part where your healer's kind of like setting up. And then here you're just all you're doing is you're chaining off the jump starter, Ellie Blast off the jump starter, Tempest off the jump starter because he is the prio target. You're doing all your damage off him. You want him to die as fast as possible. Full Maelstrom, Ellie Blast, Quake. And then you're looking for a proc. That's it. You're looking for a proc. You're just spamming chain to get your Stormkeepers back off
Oh my
CD.
god, holy shit.
Our next Tempest is not going to be. Oh, you can hear me get frustrated there because I was like, I was going to greed that cast, but I've done it before and I've died. So I'm like, so I just go, ah. So I just, notice that I lose 2 seconds of uptime there. And uptime is very important. You can see my damage is just straight booty cheeks with zero procs and all this movement. Not sure why I didn't Spirit Walker's Grace. I'm thinking I want to save it because I want to open with Spirit Walker's Grace on the next boss because he does like a dance at the beginning, and you for that boss you always need Ascendance for the dance. You always need Spirit Walker's Grace for that dance. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time if you ascend and you're trying to DPS while moving. Oh, it's terrible. You're just wasting it. Honestly, I should make a weak aura that says "Do not press Spirit Walker's Grace" if like Ascendance is 1.5 minutes till it's up because that's what Spirit Walker's Grace CD is, right? So that might be like a good weak aura, so that you always have it for Ascendance. So now we have all percentage, and now we're gonna skip these last 2 guys. I always recommend like popping a defensive here. So you'll see me shift sometimes here, but I have Ghost Wolf form, so I have 20% reduced damage right now from sitting in Ghost Wolf. So tank pulls it here, and then we run by because like you need your defenses for this boss. So this thing will tick twice, and I'm like, okay, okay, okay. I'm like, please don't. So I drop totem. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna risk it. One more tick would have killed me probably, and I just heal myself. Our druid is in bear form, so we're gonna fully heal ourselves. And this guy, Geezle Gigazap,
I'm dead.
bro, this guy is hard. Now, here's the tips that I'm gonna give you for defensive. Right, you already know how to. You should already know how to single target for the most part. You can watch exactly what I do. But to survive this boss in higher keys, you need your astral shift and your bulwark totem and your earth ellie for the zaps. So like your healer just has to carry you through the intermission AoE. That's what your health pot's probably gonna be for if you're ever in any danger. But here I'm gonna pop my CD's Ascendance. This is how I like to open. I'm gonna talk about my opener first. Lava Burst, Stormkeeper, Lava Burst, Stormkeeper into Ellie Blast, spamming Ice Fury into your last charge, and then you double Tempest here ideally. And then you just use your single route. This is why I have Spirit Walker's Grace, so I'm gonna Ellie Blast again and just spam Lava Burst, Spender, Lava Burst, Lightning Bolt, Lava Burst, Tempest, and then you can see what I'm pressing here. But let's rewind it and just look at it defensively, right? So for the first turbo charge, we have an AMZ down. I am not burning Astral Shift, not burning Pot. Like, we should not need to, otherwise you might die for the zap. The zap, I'll show you how much damage this actually does. It's insane. We actually have an insane burn, 5 million DPS on the opener. It's actually kind of nuts. No loss. So that was a good opener, and then we have our weapon ready, so which we used that for haste. So now he's gonna do the zap. So I communicate to my healer, hey, I'm good. I'm gonna shift this one. Now, if it's targeting someone else first, you can wait a little and then shift as soon as it hits that person. And you can see even through Astral Shift how hard this thing ticks. And then we're good. So now what's going to happen is there's going to be a fixate mob right here. You have to drag this mob into a clear pool. And you don't want to be in the pool at the same time or it'll stun you. If you're in a pool and somebody else's goes off, it'll stun you. So you have to be careful. Like here, I walk into this, somebody else does the thing over here, and it stuns me. I didn't know that. I thought it was just mine. If I'm in there, I'll stun myself. That was actually, I genuinely didn't know. So we're back to single target, and I tell my healer here, I'm like, hey, if I get this zap, I need help. But luckily I don't. So then it goes to over here. You can see my healer's health just ping pong, ping pong.
Okay, this is barrier.
So now I just go swift back in. I'm like, okay, I can't afford to die here. I need to be in this barrier. And what I'm doing here defensively is I have my finger basically on the health pot. I'm like, how much of my health? I'm like, okay, I'm pretty healthy, not struggling. I probably don't need to health pot here. And you're watching his cast timer to see how long he has, and that was a good job by our healer, and don't get hit by these swirlies. Okay, I have nothing if I get zapped here. So I communicate to my healer again. I have nothing if I get zapped here, which is not 100% sure. I have health pot. And so I Earth Ellie, and she pain ups me, which is amazing, right? So now with pain up, I'm chilling, and Earth
Robbie,
Ellie.
watch yourself, please.
And then when he says Robbie, watch yourself, DK can just death strike. OP, OP. So now you get the fixate mob, you're going to drag it into water, and then just continue single target rotation. That's it. Here comes the zap. I should have wall, I tell her. I don't get it. I actually, now that I think about it, I wonder if you can get it back to back.
I needed it.
I should pay attention.
Okay, this is AMZ.
I swear I've gotten it back to back, but maybe not, or maybe we're just getting lucky. So this is AMZ. I cannot burn shift.
I don't know, so just watch yourself.
So she said watch yourself, so now my finger is definitely on this button. Definitely not shift. Watch, so I health pot. I'm like, okay, I was in danger. I health pot my druid bear forms, but he was already dead.
I needed.
Oh my god, I actually almost died through health pot, but she shields me at the last second. Okay, that was danger. That boss is kind of tough to heal. Okay, I said I have wall if it picks me, which it does. So and you don't want to zap any of the pools because it takes them away from you. So I move away and I have astral shift, so she only has to worry about herself. Oh, that was crazy. See how low I get through astral shift, man. This healing this boss is a nightmare. Careful, Nano. Might be yours.
Oh, who stole it?
Oh, you see, so I tell Nano before her spark goes in, I'm like, be careful because I might take your spark, and I do, and she's like, okay, but luckily I told her that thing could have stunned her and GG. I actually don't even know what happens if it touches you. You might just die. Looks like the Gigazaps actually alternate.
Okay, this is danger. This one is like major
Okay, so
danger.
she says this is danger. You might be in trouble. So we have a dark.
If we don't
And what I have is
high
bulwark
roll
totem
dark,
as
then
a last resort. If I'm low rolling dark, I bulwark totem. But I high roll dark a little bit here. I get a couple, and I'm like, okay, I'm not dying. I'm fine. You can sort of gauge your health bar in terms of like whether you're gonna live or die to that. Because like when it's like constant rotting damage like that, it's very predictable. So you know if you're gonna die to the next one or not. And if I know the next one's gonna kill me, I'll drop bulwark totem. I have totem. That's it. So here I say I have totem. That's it. You don't want to totem right away. You want to totem after it zaps you, so you can see me get zapped, and then I totem to get this shield. Because if you totem first, like I still might even die actually. Totem is a 3 minute personal, by the way.
okay.
And I can onk this probably. I said I can onk. I knew I was already dead.
I don't know what to do.
And I said, oh, I don't have onk. So then they're gonna res me. I make sure the res is safe, so I get in there, and then I get my spark over.
Okay.
But bulwark totem, 3 minute personal, by the way, completely garbage. Will never save you from a zap, to be honest. 3 minute personal. So here we go to our final ascendance. You want a Stormkeeper, hit ascendance, get your PI, and then boom, lava burst,
Done.
lava burst, Stormkeeper, Ellie Blast, lava burst, Stormkeeper, and then just spam
You can put AMG over
chains, and then Ellie Blast when you can, and use your Tempest when you can. Here I Astral Shift because this is the last one we're getting. There's no more zaps. And just don't get hit by lines and you time the key.
like, yeah, just watch yourself.
I use my weapon. Yeah, you remembered, Bond. Good job. Yay, we did it. And we get 19 Floodgate. Definitely one of the harder 19s in my opinion. But yeah, let me know if you guys enjoy videos like this. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you want me to do anything different, just let me know. Peace.